All right, then the fifth one, honor your mother and father.
And this is where, Ned, that the two ends of the two polar ends of the commandment list come together, because you have God on one end and your fellow human being on the other, and here you have your parents as sort of the connecting point between
Right.
God and the other people that are around you. They are your first neighbors, really.
Oh.
Your parents really are your first neighbors. And in order to really keep our relationship with God, it's important to honor our ancestors, in particular our parents, the ones that we really get to know first. No matter whether our experience with our parents is a positive or negative thing, because I realize some people will say, well, my father abused me, or my mother neglected me, and so forth, or I was abandoned when I was born. People have all these stories, and that is true, and,
Right.
and I acknowledge that. That does happen.
And they're sad. That's a very
Yes,
sad experience.
exactly. And that just highlights how important it is to have a person or people with whom you have that special relationship. And so if you don't have your parents, you need to experience someone else as a parent figure. Or I've had a variety of father figures and mother figures in my life. I've been honored to have that. Mm-hmm. And so that connects the past to the present to the future, okay, observing this commandment. Because really, in order to have proper respect for the world that we live in and for God who made it, we have to observe that all of it has been important. The past is what has happened till we got here, and then what's happening now, and then what is we hope for in the future. And so observing this commandment about honoring your father and mother helped us integrate honor for the past, faith for the present, and hope for the future. Okay. Put all those things, and that makes up a life.
Right.
When you have a past, you have a present, you have a future, that is life.
Right. It also gives you, I know with my own life, seeing my parents' relationship with their parents, with whom they didn't always agree, mm-hmm, but nevertheless they showed great respect. That taught me that I should be doing the same with my parents. Hopefully, my relationship with my parents has taught my children how to treat me when I get to be elderly. There is a certain wisdom that comes with age, and because you've seen a lot. And I think sometimes, I know when my kids were 16, I became very stupid. When they got to be 23 and floating their own boat, I'd gotten a lot smarter. And I think it's the same thing. Your parents always have seen more than you have, so by showing them respect, you're actually keeping that line of communication open to that wisdom that they've accumulated. And it shows your own children, the next generation, that they need to keep that line of communication up.
Thank you for that, Nate. That's very good. My father had a saying. He said, "The older I get, the smarter my daddy gets."
I like that, and I can identify with it too. In fact, I regret that my father passed almost 20 years ago, because there are a lot of things I'd love to be able to ask him about what's going on today.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
Right.
And so also, this is the step in towards observing that part of the great commandment that Jesus gave us to love our neighbor, because our parents are our first neighbors.
Right.
And when we learn that process of loving, we can share it with more and more people in the world.